Cheesecake Factory. Not a type of stock you'd really usually have to worry about going up a lot, but I'm actually extremely concerned that this stock's going to go up quite substantially over the next 6 to 12 months, which is why I'm trying to move with urgency in regards to cake, okay? I bought $34,000 worth of stock yesterday in regards to cake, okay? This is a stock that's just another one trading at silly PE ratios, right? 12 forward PE on this stock. A dividend yield of 3% plus. The beautiful thing is, let's say cake doesn't move for the next 6 to 12 months. Let's say I'm buying. Say it doesn't move, which I would actually be okay with that. So let's say it happens. I get to still collect my 3% plus dividend yield, which, I guess you can say keeps me happy, okay? And I get to buy the stock for a longer period of time. Now, cake's another company that, once again, I feel like analyst estimates are low in regards to the stock. But even if we were to say analyst estimates are accurate, this is a company that's supposed to grow easily. Very nice double digits EPS a year in and year out for several years to go in the future, right? And forward P on the stock is, 10 based upon 2024 numbers, 9.9. Like, come on, man. Like, you want to give me money? Like, give me money then. Jeez, okay? We're talking about Cheesecake Factory, which obviously still has a lot of growth, especially international markets. But the real growth for this company, in my opinion, in terms of, if we're thinking about the next 10, 15 years, it's really going to come from these Fox restaurant concepts, which they have a lot of them in Arizona. So if you're ever in Arizona, you can go to a lot of these concepts. I spent over a month in Arizona, so I went to so many of these concepts. It was, crazy, but I love so many of these, okay? Flower Child, Flyby. The Henry Culinary Dropout has a pretty big potential, in my opinion. Blanco has pretty big potential, in my opinion. Doughbird was packed. Oh, my gosh, was that place busy. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but, man, other people were. The chicken wings were actually pretty interesting, good there. Olive & Ivy, which I really want to go to, but that was way too busy, so I couldn't even get into that place, okay? And a bunch of these other concepts. But let's be honest, the real big concept that's going to be the game changer for cake over the next 10 plus years is going to be North Italia. This is the next major restaurant chain you'll see in the United States of America. But it's more in the higher end, let's just put it that way. Then, something like Olive Garden really competes on the lower end. And, Olive Garden's not very good. Once you experience good Italian food, believe me, Olive Garden, you're not even going to be able to eat that stuff, okay? North Italia, I don't care who you are. You're going to go to North Italia very impressed. I don't care if you're a chef. I don't care who you are. You go to North Italia, you will be impressed with the food quality. I've tried just about every dish they have there, and it's absolutely incredible. Now, the other thing with the Cheesecake Factory is DoorDash, okay? So Cheesecake Factory has a very tight partnership with DoorDash, and they've been doing very well with DoorDash overall. Now, there's a potential that longer term Cheesecake Factory could, because Cheesecake Factory is basically exclusive with Cheesecake Factory, North Italia, and their other brands with DoorDash right now. But there's a potential that maybe they could partner with Uber Eats over time, or Grubhub, or some of the other folks out there. So that's just another, I think, potential for the company. They say, I listened to their latest, conference call, they're still very happy with DoorDash and just using DoorDash exclusively. But my thought is, okay, that's fine for now, but I'm just thinking longer term, they could expand with these other delivery partners, and it just gives them more visibility. At the end of the day, millions and millions of people are using Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, all these different services, Postmates, using these things on a daily basis. And to see it just there, I think is a valuable thing. And plus, obviously, it adds up to more revenue and more money for you at the end of the day as well, okay? Now, the way I look at PayPal and Cheesecake Factory, they're the definition of buy the dip and never trip, okay? Which is, is my saying, buy the dip and never trip. And these are two stocks that it's so easy. If they dip at all, it's so easy for me to buy these stocks. It's no oh gosh, man, I don't know. Is this going to really go right? I don't know. I'm concerned. PayPal and cake, that's easy, man. That's easy buys. Elon Musk pulls it off once again, man. Him and Tesla, these guys are something else. And as a Tesla shareholder, I just sit back and I'm amazed. I'm simply amazed time and time again that they post some of these numbers. They post, man, absolutely shocking, okay? Hope you enjoy this as always, okay? So Tesla posted its second quarter vehicle production delivery report for 2023 on Sunday. Here are the key numbers for the electrical vehicle maker. Total deliveries for Q2. 466,000 deliveries in the quarter. Total production, 479,700 for good old Tesla Tesla. The numbers beat analyst expectations and indicate, and we'll show analyst numbers in just a moment, and indicate that Tesla deliveries rose 83% year over year for Tesla after Elon Musk auto business added manufacturing capacity and ramped up production at its vehicles assembly plant in Austin, Texas. 83 flippin' flapjackin' percent growth year on year. 83%. That's insanity for deliveries to be up that. Who else is posting those sorts of numbers in the auto category? I can tell you who. Absolutely nobody. Ridiculous, okay? I mean, these other automakers are barely trying to even break even with their businesses right now. And here you are, Tesla just trucking along and posting 83% growth year over year in deliveries. Oh gosh. And I mean, the numbers last year were insane, that Tesla had posted, right? Like the numbers in 2022, especially in these quarters we're having a comp against year over year, they were ridiculous growth. And now you get this and it's like, you got to be flipping my flapjacks. And here's the most amazing part of this, okay? Here's the most amazing part. Look at this. This is interest rates on 16-month new car loans in the United States, right? And this basically covers about the last decade or so. And here we are at a moment where interest rates are far and away higher than they've been any time in the past decade, if not 2 decades. And you've got Tesla putting up these sorts of results when interest rates really around the world have shot up like insane over the past, let's call it 12 to 18 months here. Absolutely incredible, okay? Tesla groups deliveries into 2 categories, but does not report individual model or region-specific numbers. The second quarter of 2023 marked the 5th period in a row when Tesla reported a higher level of vehicles produced compared to deliveries. During the second quarter of last year, Tesla reported 254,000 deliveries, and in the first quarter of 2023, Tesla reported 422,000 deliveries. During the second quarter of 2022, Tesla produced 258,000 vehicles, right, in 2022. Now they just, produced 440, right? And it's just insane growth on a year-over-year basis to be posting these sorts of numbers, just absolutely ridiculous. Deliveries are a carefully watched number by Tesla shareholders as the closest approximation of sales disclosed by the company. Absolutely. I mean, if you know what Tesla's basically delivering for a quarter, you can figure out, not to the exact penny, but you can figure out very, very close, within a couple percent, of likely what Tesla's basically doing for revenue, because ASPs aren't rocket science to kind of figure out those. Wall Street was expecting Tesla to report deliveries of 445,000 for the period, right? And so 445,000 was the expected, right? And company obviously came in with 466,000, right? So I mean, we're talking about, as far as deliveries go, you're talking about an over 20,000 vehicle beat. Now, when your vehicles are, let's say, $40,000, $50,000, whatever ASP you want to run on, I'm just throwing those numbers out there, right? I can tell you over $20,000 or over a 20,000 unit beat when you're selling products that are $40,000, $50,000 is a lot of revenue. You can go ahead and run those numbers, okay? It's a monumental number, okay? The independent researcher who publishes under the handle Troy Tesla-like was expecting deliveries of 448,000 and production of 471,000 vehicles, right? So clearly they beat on both those metrics for what Troy Tesla-like was basically kind of expecting, which, by the way, I do follow him on Patreon. I think it's like $5 or $10 a month or whatever. And I kind of, take a peek at what his, production numbers or deliveries. And he's pretty good with his numbers, right? But even he was off. Even Troy was off in regards to this one, right? He was expecting deliveries of 448. Company came in at 466. And so, I was looking at his numbers and I was kind of like, maybe this is not going to be such an exciting quarter. And then they come in and they blow away even his numbers. So, I mean, I'm going to still stay part of his Patreon, obviously. I like being part of that. The only better Patreon, obviously, in the world to be part of is mine, because you get to see all the moves I'm making in the market. But, that is what it is, okay?